Hello, everybody. It is Q&A Friday with Coach Josh of Dog Walker University. And we have a question this week from Tanya G in Los Angeles, California. She writes, Josh, what do you think about the dog app Wag opening in New York City? What do you think it means for your business? And what do you think it means for the rest of the pet service industry? Good question, Tana. I don't know Wag very well, but I took a quick look at their site. So I'm going to talk about apps and businesses like Wag. This is not specific to Wag, but ideas like Wag that are almost trying to automate the dog walking and pet sitting industry. You know, you hear things like the Airbnb of the pet service industry or the Uber of the dog walking industry. And I think that's what WAG is known as, the Uber of the dog walking industry. So, first of all, what do I think of these type of apps and companies? I don't like them. I've researched them. I've actually applied, in the last few years, I've applied to some of them to try and actually consult for them to bring more of a dog-minded influence, a dog-minded perspective to their business models. And their business models are really, just the typical sort of let's create a community. We'll connect the users. We'll connect someone who has a service with someone who needs a service. We'll put in a rating system. There won't be quality control. The quality control is a 5-star rating system, and to me, that means you have no rating system. I don't even care if you have an online course someone has to take. That is not quality control. So, to me, it is like it demeans, it lowers the expectation that someone has of a dog walker or pet sitter, because in essence, what these apps are saying is anyone is a pet professional. Anyone who maybe they have the right availability, the right apartment, they have a dog leash. To be honest, that typifies some of the people in the industry anyway. But there's so many of us that are good. And in a pet service, there's supervision. That to me is one of the big benefits of a service, is that we oversee these people. We have peer expectations. So that's my 2 cents on these in general. I'm seeing it all over the place. Venture-backed, venture capital-backed pet services that usually revolve around a software. That's what we're looking at, guys. Most of these companies revolve around softwares. And to me, a software is not an answer when it comes to taking care of live animals. A software is not going to make me feel comfortable about my pet professional. Knowing they have a deep experience, knowing their referrals, things like that. I don't think these are long-term experiences either a client has. So if they use a dog walker or pet sitter once and their dog comes home alive, hey, 5 stars, and the person was nice, what does that really speak to in terms of what actually happened for that dog? So let me get to your specific questions, Tana. What do you think it means for your business? For my business, well, unfortunately, I think it lowers the expectations. It lowers the standards. It brings down the pricing of the market. It's rare that you find someone on Care or any of these websites that is like very aggressively pricing. And again, whatever they're pricing, it's a short-term exchange. It's not a reoccurring exchange. So, maybe there's an answer to the market for the short-term sporadic, the nighttime, the type of walks that a lot of walkers don't answer. Maybe it's an answer for that. I still don't think it's a good answer, but I don't think in any way these apps are an answer for a seasoned professional. And what it means for my business, I think it makes it harder, at least in the present game I'm playing, the present business I'm in. It makes it even harder to distinguish what a professional is, because I feel like this even creates more of an uneducated marketplace. In essence, the marketplace is now even akin to us, right? Hey, I'm a pet professional. And what do you think it means for the rest of the pet service industry, Tana asks? I think it's pretty similar to what I just said. I think depending on where you live, it's going to affect you differently, depending on which of these companies come in. I think the most common business model spreading around the country, like a virus, are these ones where anyone's a pet sitter or a dog walker on demand, sort of. Like, if you're going away, we have this marketplace and you can use these people. So I think it's going to affect the middle of America with pet sitting. I think on the coasts, on the east and the west coast, it's going to greater affect dog walking. I think if you're going to generalize, that's how you generalize the country in terms of how it breaks down. And so I think it's going to, the good part of it is that I think a lot of us have gotten lazy. A lot of us have not been designing unique pet service models. And no longer can we say, hey, we're professional, we're bonded and insured, we take credit cards, we have an online scheduling system. Like, these things are almost becoming default and expected. So I think it's going to force us to be more creative, and that is something that we will have over these large companies. We will have creativity, flexibility, supervision, and safety. To me, that's the big one. Unfortunately, sadly, that's the one that's often not appreciated enough by the client. So as a whole, I think we need to do a better job educating the marketplace. We'll have to save that for another audio. But I hope this has been helpful, Tana. I hope it's been helpful to the audience. And please, don't just listen to my Q&As. Send in a question. Go to dogwalkeru.com/ask. Submit your question. I'd be happy to answer it on our next Q&A Friday. All right, guys, have a great weekend.